Hey, welcome to the Northwest Georgia Football Friday Night Scoreboard. Week one is behind us. Started out as a stormy night all over the North Georgia area. I know Benton got drenched up there, and it cleared up just in time for me out there at our Mercy. Man, we were dry all night. Saw a great game between the Indians and Gordon Central. Our Mercy pulled it out 10-6. Great defensive battle. Two young teams that are going to be very good in the future. Well, like I said, we'll get all the scores put in here for you. If you were at a game tonight, feel free to comment on YouTube or Facebook, and we'll get your comments live on the air. We had some surprises around, of course. See what we got here. Let's trying to find my list, and we'll run through some of these finals tonight. Give you a quick update on some of the scores we have. Dalton is up on North Murray 42-20 in the fourth quarter. I know Tyson Greenway's had 3 touchdowns at least in that game. Manchester, here's an upset 29-14 over Bowden, still in the fourth quarter. Central is up 36-0 on Redan in the third quarter. Paulding County, big 33-6 lead over Hiram in the third quarter. Cherokee County up 20-0 on Model in the third. Like I said, a lot of these games are just now finishing up, man, because there was so much rain and storms around. A lot of them got pushed back. Update on this score: 20-14, Cedartown over Rockmart with about 3 minutes to go. Blessed Trinity up 36-25 on Calhoun at the end of three. Rabin is actually up 28-0 on Harrelson at the half. All those people out at Corky Kale, Rome Wolves up 9-0 at the half over Creekside. Carrollton went over to Gadsden City, man, beat them 69-7 in Juju's debut with the Trojans. Athens Academy 41-28 over Dade, which is pretty impressive, man, considering Dade was down 28-6 at the half. They must have came out in the second half with that third monkey mentality.
You said the final was
41-28. Tryon Bulldogs 45-19 over Gordon Lee. Logan Eller had 5 touchdowns, went over 150 yards. The game you were at, Lafayette 42-12 over Chattooga. Final from Cahulla Creek, 49-7, Cahulla Creek over Murray County. The Calhoun game has gone final. Blessed Trinity upset the Yellow Jackets 36-25.
36-25.
Our Murchie 10-6 over Gordon Central. East Paulding 38-13 over Woodland. Cartersville shuts out Cherokee 35-0. Battle out there on Highway 20 West. Southeast Whitfield picks up a win, 1-0 on the season. Beat Coosa 14-7. Northwest Whitfield beat Pepperell 46-17. North Cobb Christian 21-14 over Christian Heritage. And one of the upsets of the night, Bremen Blue Devils 15-13 over Heard County. And Temple Tigers, Coach Nix gets his first win with the Tigers, 41-18 at Pike County. North Paulding 35-13 over Allatoona. South Paulding hangs on to a 28-20 win over Harrison. Gilmer Bobcats under Paul Standard won at the Lakeview Fort Oglethorpe and won 32-13. The Battle of Catoosa County, Heritage Generals 31, Ringgold 17. And probably the upset of the night up there on the top of the mountains. Union County 14-7 over Rabin County in a game I think went to overtime. And Cass, great showing in the Corky Kale. Lost 26-25 to Kennesaw Mountain. And our only postponement of the night, Cleburne County, Alabama, and Mount
Oh,
Zion
shit.
was postponed.
Mm.
Dakota
I don't
Yarborough
know,
says Tyson Greenway had over 300 yards and 5 touchdowns, plus he picked off 2 passes.
man. I bet they're glad that he's a Dalton Catamount.
Yeah, absolutely. I heard somebody I saw on Twitter tonight compared him to Gibbs. Said he was built like Gibbs.
Cedartown's up 27-14 with 2 minutes to go.
Game we are just talking about. Blessed Trinity upset Calhoun in Calhoun. Rematch of last year's semifinal game, 36-25. 3 interceptions and 1 was a pick 6.
I can't remember the last time Calhoun lost in Calhoun and it wasn't a playoff game. I mean, that's a question for one of the fans out there. Can somebody tell us the last time Calhoun lost at home in the regular season? I can't remember it.
Yeah, said Harlem Diamond did not play second half for Cedartown. Well, I guess he did play. He decided to play in the second half because he just onside kicked, and Harlem Diamond takes it to the house. Cedartown leads 27-14 with 3:11 to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we'll have more people joining us here later, man. There's a lot of late games going on around the area tonight, man, with the storms that move through. And I don't know if you got rained out to your place, but I know we did. You know, my son was practicing about an hour before game time, and dude, it was a monsoon.
Yeah, we got rain from like 3 or 4 all the way up till, I mean, it finally quit about 7 o'clock, and oddly enough, that's what time I rolled into the stadium. I was like, hey, I see the rain quitting. That's when I'm going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was just gonna hang out in the car, man, until it stopped. But luckily, when I pulled in the parking lot, it stopped. But I got wet anyway, you know, at that practice. But I probably caught monkeypox, COVID, pneumonia. Yeah, like I said, if anybody has any updates from their games, man, just log in and give us your take on what was your biggest surprise of the night, biggest upset of the night. I know a lot of people are still tuned into the Corky Kale. Rome was leading 9-0. Start of the third quarter.
I guess I can give a quick spiel about the game that I was at.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was wet, and Chattooga's trying to spread the ball out. Lafayette runs a spread style attack as well, and early it was ugly, and there were fumbles, there were interceptions. I mean, it was back and forth early in the game. Chattooga fumbled on like I guess you would call it an inadvertent snap. They hit the anyway. It was a turnover, and then Lafayette drove down and threw a interception in the end zone. And then Chattooga took the ball and went down the field and scored. And we thought, oh, okay. I mean, we might have something here. 6-0. It stayed 6-0 for a while. And then number 4 for Lafayette. And I looked him up. They showed 2 number 4s, but I'm wanting to say Calais Funley. He played a little quarterback as well, and he's listed as a quarterback on here. But he played quarterback and running back, and wasn't stopped tonight very much. I bet he went over the 150 mark pretty easy with a couple of touchdowns, and he leaned on us. And as the game went on, the holes were more and more, and you could just tell that the line of scrimmage, Chattooga's line of scrimmage is got some work to do. I mean, you got what you got. You're trying to improve, obviously. And we were outmanned big time as far as weight wise. I mean, when your biggest guy is Billy Settlemore, and he's probably what, 245. You just
Who do you guys have coming up next?
I believe it's an open week, so you got the open week, and then I believe they're at home again. There's 6 home games this year. Yeah, open week, and then have Temple come into town on
Temple got a
9 days.
big and they got a big win tonight down in Pike County.
Mm-hmm. I think the athletic teams, we can match up athletically. We look pretty good as far as them trying to throw the ball or whatnot. We had 1 interception, like I said, and the secondary looked pretty good. It's just they wore on us, and we couldn't get nothing going offensively. It just felt like they were in our backfield all night. So
This is the answer to your question. I actually remember this. This is from 2019 when Lad McConkey was quarterback. North Murray beat them
there you
in the regular
go.
season.
Say 2019?
2019, the year they went to the Sweet 16 with Lad at QB.
Not as far back as I thought.
Speaking of North Murray, Judson Petty just scored a touchdown, cut the lead to 42-27. It's got to be late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's got to be extremely late in the fourth.
First battle between those two next door neighbors, Dalton and North Murray.
I would say first of many, wouldn't you?
First of many.
I don't know why they hadn't played until now.
They said Calhoun was upset tonight, and so was Warner Robins. Warner Robins got beat by Lee County.
Wow. 2:53 left in that game, by the way, in the fourth.
Dalton, North Murray?
Yes, sir.
Like I said, we're still waiting on the final from Cedartown Rockmart, 27-14 late in that one.
You got 1 minute and 40 seconds left. It's 27-14.
Here's the interesting final from around the state. Fitzgerald, 21, Irwin County, 20.
That must have been a battle there.
You got Irwin County's coming to Rockmart in 3 weeks.
So, we talked a little bit about, I think we all picked Rockmart. We talked a little bit about it earlier, but what do you think? I'm sitting here watching the rest of the game now, but what do you think was the biggest key, or what have you heard was the biggest key to Cedartown winning that game? Or
I heard the size of the Bulldogs was just too much for Rockmart.
Line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage, yeah.
You say it a lot, but it is a line of scrimmage game,
especially at the high school level.
Yep. Absolutely.
Let me see if I can find some stats on that Northwest Whitfield Pepperell game. I know Pepperell battled them early. It was close. I think it was 12-7 at halftime. Northwest ends up pulling away by 42-12, 42-14. Like I said, we got Chris. I'm sure Chris will be joining us later. He's out at Dalton right now with North Murray.
Cartersville, Arthur Mosley was at the Cartersville game. 35-0 over Cherokee. He says that Gamble, QB, had 3 touchdown passes to lead the way for the Canes. And they look like they're just reloading. From what I see so far, it looks like it's the Canes region to take. Obviously Calhoun's going to bounce back, and I would give them a shot. But
yeah, I know absolutely zero about the Canes this year.
I know that's weird, right?
They come out and they beat Cherokee 35-0, and man, they got dudes on dudes on dudes in Cartersville.
Victory formation for Cedartown. The final's going to be 27-14.
Yeah, like I said, I want to apologize to all the Bulldog fans because I know I didn't give them a chance this week. I think Rockmart putting that 63 on Pickens last week. I was sold on the Yellow Jackets.
Speaking of Pickens, hadn't heard anything lately on that score.
20-7 was the last score I saw in the third quarter. East Paulding 38-13 over Woodland. Both teams led by first-year head coaches. I'll tell you the most surprising score to me tonight, I have to admit. Paulding County 33, Hiram 6. I thought that game would be a lot closer than 27 points.
Hmm.
Tyson Greenway, like I said, we said it earlier, if you're just joining in, Tyson Greenway, over 300 yards, 5 touchdowns, and had 2 picks on defense.
That's tough.
Yeah, I think Dalton's going to make it fun in that region with Cass, Dalton, Hiram, Woodlands, all battling for those last 2 playoff spots. You kind of got to give Calhoun and Cartersville the 1 and 2. You would assume.
Yeah, you would assume. Honestly, I was, I talked about being extremely shocked by the Union County Fannin score, but I was honestly shocked that Calhoun went down. But it's the first game of the year. I'm not aware of anybody playing any region games yet, so
Yeah, that's
a lot
that.
of time to work.
Yeah, that's the best thing about week 1. I mean, every team, whether you won or lost, you didn't clinch a playoff spot. You're not out of the playoffs. You're not out of the state tournament.
Nope.
I mean, really, the first month of the season is more or less a scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, really, most teams could go 5-5 and make the playoffs in just about every region. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, there'll be teams that are better and worse that make the playoffs. So
Says that Cartersville is young and their tailback is good and the defense is going to be awesome. Uh, very young, mostly sophomores, and the offense is mostly seniors. I got a lot of respect for kids in programs like that, man, who wait their turn. I mean, because these kids are probably good enough to go anywhere else and play,
hmm
but they stick it out. And
that's the thing you really don't see as much in the college ranks these days. But that's a total different discussion. We won't bring that one up. We don't have time for that.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it worked back in the old days, man. You knew as a freshman you weren't going to see the field for 3 years, but you still went to practice every day.
Or at least a year or two, unless you were, just somebody that you couldn't deny putting on the field. I will say that some of the young receivers for Chattooga, I'm really liking what they're doing. I mean, they're not exactly the biggest guys, but you got to bring them down, and they got loose a few times and scored a couple touchdowns tonight.
We'll talk about each of these finals, man, and you tell me if you're surprised or not surprised.
All right.
Kennesaw Mountain 26, Cass 25.
I'm not surprised because of the fact that Kennesaw Mountain was a 10-2 or 10-3 or something like that last year, and what 7A school.
Right.
That doesn't really change my mind on Cass at all. I think Cass is going to be a tough out. I mean, when you lose by 1 point, there's probably, I don't know if they had any turnovers or anything, but there's probably a few things you can point at to say, hey, we win that game if we do this or do that. I think I seen a comment come across said the tackling wasn't very good, and that's something you see early in the season because I feel like a lot of schools now, some may not because there's a lot of old school style coaches out there, but I feel like a lot of schools don't tackle enough. You know, what do you think? I mean, I'm sure Coach Green has got those guys at Armurchie tackling to the ground every
Yeah,
day.
yeah. That is their number one focus is tackling.
Yeah,
That's all he preaches is tackling. How to tackle the proper way, tackling, tackling, tackling.
I see an
Uh,
update on the Rome score. You see that come across?
yeah, 9-7 in the third quarter. All right, what about Union County 14, Fannin County 7? Surprised or not?
Uh, I don't mean this as a slap in the face to Union, but I am surprised. Um, yeah, wow. Uh, I don't know what to say. I guess I am surprised,
Yeah,
shocked.
I know the first half, man, they played in the monsoon, but I mean, you can't really use that as an excuse because they're both playing in it.
Yeah, I mean I mean once it monsoons, you pretty much. I mean that's what you're dealing with. You're gonna have to go from there, and that's like tonight. What we had the monsoon before the game, and you're dealing with a wet ball. You just can't put it on the ground. When you put it on the ground and you've only ran two plays and then your defense has to run right back out there after being on the field for a whole drive. It's tough for anybody at any level to get consecutive stops like that.
Chris just texted and said, Tyson Greenway with his sixth touchdown of the night, scored with 6 seconds remaining.
Oh man, take a knee.
There's gonna be some bad blood in that series, huh? I guess they're trying to make a statement, huh?
uh, Statement made. Take a knee.
What about we get back to our scores here. What about Heritage 31, Ringgold 17? I know we talked about a lot about Heritage in the preseason.
Heritage. It looks like the seniors or the veteran group won out on that.
Paul Standard and his Bobcats 32-13 over Lakeview Fort Oglethorpe.
32. I'm telling you, that's a program on the rise right there. Program on the rise.
South Paulden 28-20 over Harrison. Just got an update on Sonoraville Pickens. Sonoraville just went up 27-7 on Pickens in the fourth.
The guy says that number one and number two teams lost tonight in 5A, so Cartersville will be the new number one next week. I gotta learn more about this Cartersville team because I think it could be a team that does well. Let's see here. Third quarter with a minute and 30 left. It's still 9-6 Rome. I just pulled the old Corky Kell stream up.
I can't wait to see Juju stats from that 69-7 win over there at Gaston City.
Did we? You said the only cancellation we had was the Claiborne, Alabama, and
Mount Zion.
That was one of the ones I wanted to kind of see. I want to see if Claiborne was, how that went.
Yeah, we got a final from Dalton. Dalton Catamounts 49, North Murray 27. I think we all kind of expected it to be a high scoring game. I don't know if we expected it to be that high scoring.
Nice footwork in the pocket by Rome's quarterback, hit number 12, the big tight end, down the middle of the field. I think they're at the 25-yard line of Creekside now.
Yeah, this is one of the games I think surprised me the most was Bremen 15, Heard County 13. But Bremen's struggled to score points this preseason. Came out and played some pretty good defense tonight. It sounded like
Sounds like it.
they're going to be tough in that 6 AAA, I think.
Let's see here. I was going to try to get some of these scores put in, but so I could come across the banner, but there's just too many games.
Final score from Rockmart: Cedartown 27, Rockmart 14. On the positive side, Rockmart covers the 14.5, but they don't care about that.
No, they could care less. Who's Rockmart have next week?
Either Dalton or Cass.
Oh man, now Rockmart Dalton. Either one could be an interesting. It's a tough schedule.
Yeah, I think they have Dalton, Cass, and then Irwin County.
That's right. That's going right up there with Pickens' toughest schedule. It might be worse than Pickens.
I'll tell you what, though, if they stay healthy through those 4 games, they'll be ready for that 7 AA schedule. That's for sure.
Absolutely, they'll be chomping at the bit to get to the region play. Oh, speaking of, I know it's a little early since it's the first week, but any other games make you want to rethink what the region might look like? 7 AA or 7A or any other local regions?
The 7A, I'm curious to see what Darlington does. I think they're going to be on the Darlington YouTube channel in the morning at 10 a.m. They're playing a team out of Pennsylvania down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
But, try and look good tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Chattooga, Pepperell, Dade, Armurchie. That's going to be a battle, man. I'm still sticking by that,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I agree. I just didn't know if anybody kind of stood out. Now, early on in the night, I seen where Pepperell was right there with Northwest. And, I think Pepperell's one of those teams that, they find a couple of things to go along with the good running back there, DJ. I mean, that could be dangerous. I don't think it's challenging Rockmart dangerous or anybody like that, but I think they could I think they could hang with Darlington if they can block them. Doesn't Darlington run the old 3-5 defense with 5 linebackers?
Yep. Chris wants to give a shout out to Coach Nix, man. His first win down there with the Temple Tigers, 41-18 on the road, and I think they were a 6-point underdog going into that game.
That's a big win, and also heck, I'll pull that back up just for another second because I love the commit to the G there. That looks awesome. I might have to rip that off of Chris Moore's.
commit to the G. It's almost time, huh?
Oh yeah, man. I got a buddy of mine at work that's a big Florida fan. I'm talking about a big Florida fan, like Florida shoes. He's got a van painted with Florida. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in his head, but he put a little friendly wager out there for $20. I said Utah's going to beat Florida's butts week 1. I don't, it's
they're playing here. Are they playing in Florida or there?
It's in Florida, but I don't care. I mean, I'm telling you, I think that they could literally go in there and light them up. And the question for me is, can they stop Florida? Anyway, this isn't a college football show, but
like I said, back to our upset of the night, man. Union County knocks off Fannin County 14-7. I just saw here Union County had a goal line stand to end the game.
Man, jeez.
Fannon's got a tough one coming up next week. I think they are going to Gilmer.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard,
And
Gilmer
then
won
don't they
32.
get the Murphy Bulldogs too?
Yep.
Sometime this year. Looking
Let's see if
through
we got any
here.
other finals. We still got a handful of games we're waiting on finals for.
Do you see the?
Central, go ahead.
That's what I was going to ask. Have you seen the Central final?
It was 36-0 to start the fourth. Now it's 36-12. They must have all the young guys in.
Central's one of those teams that definitely, I think a lot of us, the jury's out still, but a lot of us kind of undervalued or said that they could be one of those teams that could jump all the way to two, but a lot of us didn't pick them, and they let us know about it a little bit, which is fine. That's what we're
Yeah,
here for.
absolutely, absolutely.
And I'm honestly shocked we hadn't been hearing about it from the Cedartown fans yet, but because there
I
was
told them,
some direct questions, what do you think on Cedartown Rock Mart, and it was unanimous. We were all Rock Mart, and we were all unanimously wrong.
yeah, I told my wife I couldn't wait to get on here tonight and have all these people say, "I told you so, old man. You don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah. Well, in our defense, there's really nothing to draw off of except for what's coming back and what you see. And when you see Rockmart go to Pickens, which you value as a pretty good team, and put what 150 up in a preseason game, and you're like, what in the world?
Yeah. Then you watch that Cass Cedartown game, and we weren't sure how good Cass was, but now we know. I mean, Cass is going to have a pretty good season.
Yeah, I mean, if I think Cass is going to battle for it.
Yeah, but I didn't see anything tonight from any of those 7 4A teams that changed my mind. I mean, they all had really good games. Northwest Whitfield, Sonoraville, Heritage, and Central. I think they're all a coin flip when they play each other. Final score was 10-6. Our Murchie defensive battle with Gordon Central. Both have really good young teams. Um, yeah, it was a knockdown drag out for sure. Our Murchie scored on a 5-yard touchdown pass from Chandler DeSanto to Jacob Seagraves in the first half. The Warriors got their touchdown right before halftime on a 69-yard screen pass. They forgot to cover the guy, and he took off down the sidelines. But other than that, I don't think Gordon Central had to play inside the red zone.
Really?
Yeah. And the Indians will be heading to Chickamauga next Friday night. Face Gordon Lee.
I think that could be a very interesting game. That's one I'd want to look at. Stuga's off next week, so I'm going to be accepting applications for games next week.
I'll tell you the game. I'll tell you the game you need to go to next week if you've got some miles on your car. If you got some gas mileage. Carrollton at South Paulding.
Oof, man, that does sound like a good one though. Yeah, man, I would never make it back for the show. Make it back in time for the show. Excuse me, can't talk.
Yeah, I haven't glanced too much ahead at next week's schedule yet, but I know Callaway's at Cedartown. That should be a good one.
Yeah. Has anybody heard an update on the model Cherokee County game?
Chris says Bowden beat Manchester 29-14. The score I saw had Manchester winning 29-14. So hopefully Chris's scoreboard is right and mine's wrong.
Well, let's see what I can find here on another scoreboard.
Usually we have Miss Beasley pop in here and give us an update. Cherokee County is 20-0 over model.
Interesting. While I'm going through here, I see Northwest Woodfield over Pepperell 46-17 was the final.
Yep. Yep.
And then let's see.
46-17. I think it was what 12-7 at halftime.
Yeah, it was a close one. You know, we've already talked about 41-18 Temple wins. I do not see a final on that Bowden game.
Just got to update a score from Haralson County. Raven County leads 42-3 in the fourth quarter.
Was that at Raven?
Yeah. No, it's at Haralson.
Mm.
I know we all had some questions about the Haralson County offense coming into the season, but I mean, you can't really tell much from one game, but
I have 29-14 Bowden.
29-14 Bowden. See, and I got EA here saying Manchester 29-14, so we're 50-50 on 29-14. If somebody was at the Bowden game, please give us an update on what the official actual score was, because we're.
I have the actual running play-by-play pulled up. It was 7-6 at the end of the first. It was 14-14 at half, and then no more points were scored by Manchester, and 15 more were scored by Bowden. 29-14 Bowden.
Good.
That is on the books.
Good.
You said the Cherokee County game was 20-0?
20-0.
I was trying to pull it up. Normally they play on in FHS or whatever, but I don't see them currently.
RJ says the younger Pate brother is in now at quarterback.
Oh,
Norval
really?
Up. Yeah, it's the Norval up 27-7. They're getting a double dose of the Pate boys tonight.
Big time. The second Pate boy, he's a freshman, correct?
Correct. I'll just run through some of these scores, man, for anybody who's just joining in.
Go ahead.
Kennesaw Mountain over Cass 26-25 at the Corky Kale. Upset of the night, Union County 14-7 over Fannin County in overtime. Heritage 31-17 over Ringgold. Gilmer 32-13 over Lakeview Fort Oglethorpe. South Paulding 28-20 over Harrison. North Paulding, man, beat Allatoona 35-13. Pretty impressive score there. Temple, Coach Nick's debut win 41-18 at Pike County. Bremen upset Heard County 15-13. North Cobb Christian 21-14 over Christian Heritage. Northwest 46, Pepperell 17. Southeast Whitfield starts out 1-0 with a 14-7 win over Coosa. Cartersville shut out Cherokee 35-0. East Paulding 38-13 over Woodland. Armurchie 10-6 over Gordon Central. Calhoun upset by Blessed Trinity 36-25. Cedartown over Rockmart 27-14. And that is the final from Dade. Athens Academy 41, Dade County 28. Biggest surprise of the night. We talked about this a little earlier, man. There's a few of them on there that really caught my attention. I think we both agreed that Fannin County losing to Union was a huge upset.
I did not see that coming. And like I said, it's not a slight to Union at all. It's just I didn't expect it.
And, I have to admit, man, from all of our picks this week, you would have to say that Cedartown beating Rockmart was a surprise.
but not as much as the Fannin game in my book. Just to be honest with you.
Yeah. Wolves are up 16-6 in the fourth, man. Looks like they're going to hang on. Right before I came on the show, I saw the halftime stats, and Rome only had 84 yards offense in the first half.
Yeah, I've been glancing back and forth at, looking at the scores and different things and glancing back and forth at the game.
I'll tell you the most surprising individual stat of the night, man, was Tyson Greenway at Dalton, 6 touchdowns tonight.
Mm-mm-mm.
Martell Height just had an interception for Rome. Rome takes over at their own 33 with 16-6 lead with 8:51 to play. I think Martell Height, I think he's the kid going to Vanderbilt.
I just watched it happen. I know Hyatt's number 4. Anybody out there that follows Rome? Anybody know what number Nick Hester is for Rome? Or if he's playing?
Miguel Salto just scored a 5-yard touchdown for Pickens. 2-point conversion good. Pickens cut the lead to 27-15 against the Norval late in the fourth quarter.
Let's see. Who are just stretching it out a little bit, looking at like the top 10. In single A, who's your top teams right now? Let's see. Bowden's up there.
Brooks County.
Let's see if I can find any of those.
Brooks County and Prince Avenue Christian were the top 2 in that lower Class A level, I think.
Yeah, I seen where Prince Avenue had won their game.
This is the understatement here, man. Cahulla Creek is off to a great start.
Yeah,
I think they
absolutely.
came out. Yeah, I think they came out tonight with something to prove. They were a 34.5-point favorite, and I know some of the fans thought that was too low, and they came out and proved it in the first half. 42-0 halftime lead, and what they do? Hang on to a 49-7 win. I say hang on, quote unquote. They hung on for a 49-7 win.
It looks like Buford went over to Thompson in Alabama, which is a powerhouse in Alabama, and won 38-7.
Buford's going to be tough. Yeah, they're going to be tough this year with that running back.
That's a big win. Brooks County, the last I see, was up 15-0 on Thomasville. Let's see here. Let's see if we can find anything else.
Said Rome just threw an interception. Creekside's got the ball back. Going to be a great finish.
It's funny. I'm watching it happen right now. Whoever's watching it must be watching it live or something. I guess my online stream is a little behind or something because I just seen him intercepted. Oh man, what a pick! He never saw the guy. Looked like a middle linebacker or something was just sitting down and just went up and got it.
Yeah, maybe if anybody has any stats on Juju over in Carrollton tonight, man, I'd really like to see those. 69-7 win at Gadsden City, Alabama. Carrollton and South Paulding next Friday night at South Paulding. That's going to be a huge game.
Brooks County 42, Thomasville 7. Picking up where they left off, it looks like. I seen Irwin County Fitzgerald score. Didn't you pull that up earlier?
Yeah, Fitzgerald beat Irwin County 21-20.
Yeah, it was the last update I saw was 20-14. So, wow.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get Chris in here with us a little later, man. He can give us a rundown on Tyson Greenway at Dalton, 6 touchdowns tonight.
Man. That's
and 2 picks to go along with it. Let's just glance ahead a little bit here and
look at next week.
Yeah, just see some early thoughts on some of these games next week. Now that we have a little idea about these teams. Daresville is hosting Cherokee Bluffs next Friday night.
Interesting. I watched Cherokee Bluff a little bit in the Corky Kell on Wednesday, I think it was. That will be a tough test.
Central Carrollton at Bowden. We got Haralson County at Bremen next Friday night. Bremen with the upset win tonight at Heard County. Gardendale, Alabama. Calhoun's traveling over to Gardendale. I think Gardendale's a pretty stout team over there in Alabama. Cartersville hosting Jonesboro. Yeah, Rockmart is cast next Friday night.
Christian Heritage and Temple.
That'll be a good game. Callaway and Cedartown we mentioned.
Let's see what else here.
Fannin County at Gilmer.
Coosa at Woodland. You already mentioned Armurchie at Gordon Lee. Pepperell has Model. Should be an interesting game.
Yeah. Southeast Whitfield at Gordon Central.
And Darlington on the road at Sonoraville at the Furnace. Be an interesting matchup. Here's your one. Stevens County on the road at Rayburn.
Ooh, that'd be a good game.
I'd like to watch that one, but I'm not going to Rayburn County next week.
Lithonia coming to Barron Stadium, play the Wolves.
I've been to Lithonia. Trine is at Lafayette next week.
That should be a good game, huh?
Yeah. And Dade County will be on the road at North Sand Mountain. And North Sand Mountain, I believe, took the loss to Valley Head tonight, I believe.
Mount Zion of Carrollton, they'll open their season next Friday versus Greenville. Ridgeland in their season opener, they're going to be at North Cobb Christian.
Let's see here. There's some Thursday games next week. Not around here, though.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it a couple of times already. This has to be the highlight game of the West Georgia, Northwest Georgia area. Carrollton at South Paulding next Friday night.
Man, Carrollton just seems like they're rolling right now. I don't know if you mentioned yet, Southeast Whitfield at Gordon Central.
Yep.
You got Harrelson at Bremen. I'm just going down through here. Rockmart and Cass. Sorry if you've already mentioned these. LFO is at Murray County. That should be a good matchup. Check this one out. Lumpkin County that we're seeing in the spring on the road at Union.
I
Union
wonder how
at Auburn.
I wonder how they did tonight. Lumpkin County.
I saw that they won. Let's see if I find a score. I don't see an updated score. Let's see here. Pretty sure they won though. Lumpkin County Indians, and let me make sure I'm got the right game going here. Yeah, 61-7 over Riverside Military is what I have.
Wow. Coach Webb's done a great job with that program, man. His first year, like I said, we saw him back in the spring, and I thought they were pretty impressive.
Really physical, man. That quarterback, he ran the ball a lot, and he was physical.
Yeah, I can't remember who they scrimmaged last Friday, and I think it was Banks County. He had over 300 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Man. Fannon's at Gilmer next week. I don't know if you said that or not.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting game, man, especially with Fannin losing tonight at Union County and Gilmer getting the win up at LFO. You would assume those Fannin guys are going to come out mad next Friday night. They're going to have to beat Gilmer, I think,
Yeah, I agree. Callaway at Cedartown, and Cedartown put a pretty big statement out there tonight, beating Rockmart, so they're going to look to continue.
Like I said, if anybody wants to join in, tell us what they saw tonight, man. Log in, Facebook, YouTube. We'll get your comments live here on the air. Who was most impressive to you tonight? Biggest surprise? Just say I told you so.
Yeah, we'll take it. There's a visitor.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
RJ, what's up, man?
Nothing much. The Sonoraville Pickens game just went to a final, finally, after a over an hour and a half long delay due to weather. Finally got things rolling, and Sonoraville was able to come away with a 27-15 win.
Man,
which I'm sure upsets all. I'm sure that upsets all the people in my pick'em who Sonoraville was a 13-point favorite.
Yeah, they actually mentioned that on the radio broadcast I was listening to. They shouted you out, talked about the pick'em and the spread, and yeah, Dragons are going for 2 and they got it. No, what's Northwest Georgia football going to say about this?
Oh boy. Great.
It was the Jackson Pate show tonight for Sonoraville. He accounted for 3 touchdowns, 1 through the air, 2 by his legs. Sonoraville pretty much controlled the first half. They're up 20-0 going into halftime. The Dragons had a great opportunity to cut it. I believe it was 14-0. That they had a chance to cut it to 14-7. They were down at the Sonoraville 2-yard line, went for it on 4th down, and didn't get it. That kind of turned the tide a bit. But I will say in the second half, the Dragons did play better, especially defensively, holding Sonoraville to just 7 points in that second half. They didn't show any quit, which is always good when you don't have things going your way for the most part. But they held them to 7 points, outscored them 15-7 in the second half. Stryker was able to find Isaiah Williams for some catches, and he found Caden Hampton for a long gain for about 50 or so yards. Set up a Miguel Salto touchdown run. So there's some positives. If you're a Dragons fan, there's some positives coming out of this ball game. Of course, you wanted to come away with a win, but Sonoraville's a really good team. They're going to cause some problems there in that 7-4A region that the Pickens knows so well. But the Pickens now has to turn around and regroup and get ready for another good team in North Murray next week.
Yeah, I tell you the thing that impressed me the most tonight about Pickens was, they lost last week, 63-0 to Rockmart, man, and you would think they would come out and just not have any confidence at all, but they came out and played a tough team well tonight.
Yeah, especially you come off of that tough scrimmage the way it went with Rockmart, and then you have some things not go your way in the first half against Sonoraville and a perennial playoff team, and on the road, and you could do either one or two things. You could quit, you could keep fighting the whole way, and they chose to keep fighting the whole way, and they did some things that they could build off of, and we'll see what they do with it next week.
I should be a pretty good game. Is it in Jasper or is it in Chatsworth?
It's in Chatsworth. It's Dragons will beat some Road Warriors. Need to find an animal or hawk on the way or beat some Road Warriors, but it should be a good game. I know North Murray's coming off a tough loss to Dalton tonight, so they'll be looking to rebound as well. So it'll be a tough matchup and a first time matchup as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw that Dalton score tonight, man, but Tyson Greenway, he had 6 touchdowns tonight. I know you saw him back in the spring, right?
Yeah, he was their go-to in the spring scrimmage, and it looked like he's still their go-to.
Yeah, 6 touchdowns and 2 picks on defense. Pretty impressive.
I saw Gilmer got a big win over LFO. That was a big win for them. They've got a big game against Fannin next week, don't they?
Yeah. What'd you think about that Fannin score? Surprised?
That was pretty surprising, but with what they say with rivalry games, you never know with rivalry games, and Union was able to pull that off at their home place. So you just never know with rivalry games. So I'm sure Fannin is not taking that too kindly, and they'll have to come out and take it out against another rival next week.
Yeah, I'm real impressed with the job that Paul Standard's done over there in a year, and I mean, it seems like he's got those guys' confidence up, and
he's really turned them around rather quickly, and it'll be interesting to see them come region time, and how that team looks and how that team is, and it'll definitely make a rivalry game in Jasper in October that much more meaningful.
So I know you said you'll have North Murray next week. What does the schedule look like for the next couple of weeks for Pickens?
Yeah, they go to North Murray next week, and then off to Blue Ridge the next week, and then they get a bye week, and then they host Christian Heritage to end non-region play. So it's a tough sled for Pickens in the next couple of weeks as they get into their non-region schedule.
Here's our first Go Cedartown comment of the night. I was waiting on it. They're off getting home now, man. They're ready. Go Cedartown.
Yeah, I caught the tail end of that one, like the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter. Good thing about the internet, you can do two things at once. I had the Pickens game on the radio and the Cedartown Rockmart game on the video stream. So it looked like a crazy atmosphere over there at Rockmart, which I'm sure it always is, and you could see how the kids reacted too. Every hit and every play, the kids are getting physical with each other and getting emotional with it. So that's a big win for Cedartown against a Rockmart team that looked really good last week that I saw.
Yeah, I think that's what we were talking about earlier. That had to be a surprise for us because after they went up to Pickens, and Pickens is a good team, and beat them 63-0, man, we were all on the Rockmart bandwagon.
Yeah, and but like I said earlier, you never know with rivalry games. So that's a big win for Cedartown to pick that up on the road to carry a momentum for them into their season.
It says Rome was looking bad, trying to finish the game, got the ball on their 1 yard line and got to punt. But I think they're up 16-6. They should be comfortably ahead. I mean,
That's the last score I saw.
Yeah, I mean, even if Creekside comes down and scores, I mean, there's no way they can score 10 points. Benton, your mic's off, man.
I don't think there's enough time left for them to do anything with it. I was flipping back and forth. I think it may be over because I can't get it to pull back up.
We got a special request for you, Benton. I know you typed the score in the thing, but I think they want to hear you say it. Let's hear the Chattooga score from the Chattooga guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was ugly at first, but Lafayette pulls away and wins 42-12. It was a good win for Lafayette. Like I said, I don't remember the guy's first name or his last name either. But number 4 played a little quarterback, little running back, and he was going down the field. It was a sloppy game early, and then it seemed like everybody kind of held on to the ball late, but it just line of scrimmage game. Lafayette dominated line of scrimmage. Anything else, sir?
I take it that's a Lafayette fan.
Yeah, I'm not down in Chattooga at all. I know they got a lot of work to do, and I would say that Lafayette's head coach would say the same about them. I mean, the game was, Chattooga started off with scoring, and it was back and forth for 2.5, 3 quarters, and then Lafayette pulled away. But there's a lot of growth that's going to happen for both of those teams, and I wouldn't count Chattooga out yet. I think they got enough talent to where if they can shore that line of scrimmage up a little bit, they'll be all right.
Yeah.
But one thing I did notice, I was on the sidelines. One thing I did notice is, one of the seniors, he was going around to people late in the game saying, look, next play, don't worry about what's already happened, move on to the next play. He says it's a long season. We got a lot of games left. We got to get better, So hopefully they'll all take that mindset and go to work.
How did Perry look carrying the ball tonight?
Not very many carries and not very much room. He had early there was more room, but I bet he didn't have 50 yards. I remember late in the game he had a carry, and I don't know if it was a jailbreak block or what, but he got smacked, knocked his helmet off his head.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out to Gordon Central's number 1, Matthew Hammock. He's a sophomore running back, 6'3", about 210 is what they list him as. Dude probably carried the ball 80% of the time for Gordon Central. Probably had 10 tackles on defense. Man, going to be a real great player for Coach Hamilton and the Warriors. Just a dude, man. I guess do we have all the finals yet? Is everything in?
Do what?
Do we have all the finals? I think we're still waiting on Raven County Harrelson, but that one wasn't contested, I don't think. 49-3, Raven County over Harrelson final.
Let's see if this Roman Creekside went final. I'm pretty sure it'd have to be by now.
Our mission has always been to support Georgia farmers.
What do you think about that 7-2A now, man? With Rockmart losing, Fannin losing, Harrelson lost, Model lost, North Murray lost. I guess all the I guess everybody lost. I mean, Gordon Central lost, Murray County lost,
The whole region lost, really?
the whole
I don't
region
know if
lost.
I've ever saw that. But I'll say this: I don't think it changes much in my mind. I think it's still going to be a battle. I think Rock Martin's still at the top, and I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like that region, they're just going to beat each other up and take each other out.
I would say, I know it's week one, but somebody look up. You got a few weeks. Look up the tiebreakers in that region because we're going to meet them. I think. I've always said that when you get close to playoff time, nobody ever knows what the tiebreakers are. So
That's what I was just about to say. I'm going to make my one complaint to the GHSA tonight. My one complaint is have a universal tiebreaker for every region.
if you're doing the coin flip, universal home field, then we need to do a universal tiebreaker. I agree, and we need to do whatever we can do to get those either championship games or whatever. I don't care if you go back to the game before the championship game and play at home sites for the championship. What the heck are we doing playing in a baseball field outside when it's 20 degrees and raining? We got a beautiful stadium down there in Atlanta. I mean, I know the GHSA is quote unquote nonprofit, but come on now, put us in the bins.
Have a talk with old Uncle Arthur about that.
Yeah, I guarantee you that the most other states play in one of their nicest stadiums.
I read Jerry Jones rents it out for like what, free?
Yeah, and then Alabama plays. I mean, the Alabama high school plays at Tuscaloosa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, I think we should come up with something for the kids. If you make it there, you deserve to play at a great spot. I don't care. Play at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, and play in a place where the fans get to enjoy 76-degree weather when it's 25 degrees outside.
I mean, when you have that ability, I don't understand why you don't. I mean, obviously, it's probably millions of dollars or something that it costs, but we did it in the Georgia Dome every year for how many years?
Yeah.
Well, I think what happened once Mercedes-Benz was built, Blank raised the price for the GHSA to pay, and they apparently can't do it or something. So they came up with a deal with Georgia State to use Turner Field at a much cheaper rate. So that's what they're using.
Well, I know he's a businessman, but shame on him. And I know he could care less what I think. But it's about the
issue. Yeah. This is the issue that's been going around too here this week. I'll get y'all's guys' opinion on it. What do y'all think about the Go Fan? I mean, all the schools requiring the Go Fan. The online ticket purchase. You can't buy tickets at the gate with cash.
Mm.
I know that it's easier on schools. You know how many tickets you sold. Doesn't matter if they show up at the game or not. Once they purchase it, you got the money. To me, it didn't hamper the crowd too much. There may have been a few. There's going to be a select few that's just not going to go anymore. And I think they realize that.
I will say, I did see during the scrimmage game last week, some people at least going up to the ticket booth at the stadium. So,
yeah,
I think it's a little half and half maybe for some.
Well, tonight in Chattooga, they had the people in the ticket booth, but they were just to help you figure out how to do the online and to, tap your phone and accept your ticket or whatever. They got the little stylus.
Yeah, I think the Armature Indians are being rebellious because they were taking cash all night tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there's teams. I mean, I know Trine currently is going to take cash as well. So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's up to the school system.
We got Chris live from the Dalton game. How about that, Chris?
Yeah.
You got your apple juice, right?
It was a jamboree. It was Dalton, North Murray, and Mother Nature.
Yeah.
So, and Tyson Greenway showed up big for Dalton. I think he had 6 total touchdowns. He's a phenomenal athlete. He could be the player of the year in the area here in the Murray Whitfield area. So it was tough. I think the final there was 49-27. So Dalton takes round 1 of I hope an ongoing series of games. I saw a full stadium tonight. It's one of the more packed stadiums I've seen in the last couple of years. So I like that. So Luke Blanchard also had a big night. Luke Blanchard for Dalton. He did really well.
What did you see from the North Murray side that you liked tonight?
There's a lot. I really like Skylar Williams. He seems to be able to play a lot of different positions. So he's a one to watch over the next few years. He's going to be exciting. I think if I had to pick a player of the game for North Murray, I'd probably pick Judson Petty. He had a couple touchdown passes. His second touchdown pass was outstanding. He made about 3 or 4 guys miss on his way to the end zone. And Liam Rogers had a big game. I know they got a little banged up, and it was tough field conditions when you're not used to it. North Murray off turf, yeah. So, but I enjoy the atmosphere. I think it's a good thing for the community to have this game back on.
Yeah, I saw earlier. Like one of the early stats we saw was Tyson Greenway had over 300 yards and 5 touchdowns. And that was before the fourth quarter, huh?
Yeah, he added 6 touchdowns right there at the end of the game. It was a shorter run, but he looks really good. He makes you think of Jahmyr Gibbs when you watch him run.
Who does North have next week? They're at home, right, against Pickens?
Against RJ.
RJ and Chris going head to head next Friday night.
Yeah. We're gonna grab a Chick-fil-A sandwich and grab a chair and watch some football next week together.
Have you had a chance? Have you had a chance to see many of the finals, Chris?
Not all of them.
Just wondering what game was most surprising to you tonight.
What jumps off the page at you is that Coahulla Creek score. I think it was 42-0 at halftime. But it's not as surprising to me. I think, I knew this was coming with this team. This is they're loaded and they're confident. And that's, I knew they'd be a tough first game for coming out of the gate for Murray County. And that's what looked like happened. I don't know all the scoring that went on. But I'll try to find that out tomorrow. I see that Heritage beat Ringgold, and that's always a big game.
Northwest beat up on Pepperell, didn't they?
Yep, it was 12-7 at halftime, and the Northwest came out in the second half and put the hammer down. I think it was 42-17, 42-12, something like that.
Yeah, I see that LFO and Gilmer was a real close game.
For a bit.
It was close until the end.
Okay.
Final ended up being 32-13.
Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing it at 19-13 most of the game.
Rome did go final 16-6.
Here's another multi-touchdown guy tonight, one that we've been talking about in the preseason. Harlem Diamond, 3 touchdowns. And the Cedartown defense came to play tonight. Eli Barrow all over the field. I think we mentioned both these guys in the preseason.
Yep.
Yeah, that last one that Diamond had, I was able to watch that one. Came off a onside kick. Rockmart had just scored, make it 20-14, and they went for the onside kick, and Diamond grabbed it and took it 48 yards, something like that.
This is the final score. I know Dade County was on the losing end of this one, but I saw the halftime score, and Athens Academy was up 28-6, and it looks like Dade came back and put up a fight with that third monkey mentality in the second half. 41-28 final.
I'll tell you one that it's not really shocking but impressive. Carrollton was on the road at Gadsden City down there. They played the Titans in Alabama, 69-7.
Wow.
So Carrollton's looking pretty strong. And another, I guess we call upset special. Calhoun was defeated tonight. Who was it they played?
Blessed Trinity, wasn't it?
36-25. My BT. Yep.
Now that's surprising. Now how about Cass?
26-25 lost to Kennesaw
I think it was like the last play of the game too.
Man,
Kennesaw Mountain had to stop them.
Cass is going to be good this year.
Let's see here.
How'd the Central game turn out?
How did the Ramblers look there, Benton?
The Ramblers, we both started out turning the ball over.
Yeah, it's the weather. I mean,
yeah. And but it got better for the Ramblers as the night went on, and they leaned on us. And number 4, he played a little quarterback, a little running back. He was tough. He was tough to bring down. He was a good runner.
Yeah,
and, pretty decent size guy too. And,
yeah, he's about 6'2".
He had a couple of long runs, and they got the job done, 42-12. So.
Yep. So 2 of those 3 that I got picked right there at the top of 6 AAA did really well tonight. We'll get to see Adairsville how they look. I think next Friday.
Yeah. That should be a very interesting game.
Yes. Bremen went down to Heard County tonight and pulled the upset, 15-13.
That adds so much to 6 AAA. Herd's a very tough team, and for Bremen to go in there and pull the upset there makes you wonder where they can finish in that playoff run there in 6 AAA.
Here's another multi-touchdown guy for the day. This is one that Benton was talking about earlier this week. Devin Henderson, quarterback for Cass. Yep. Rushing touchdown, 3 for 2.
Yeah, he looks like a star to me.
2,000 yards passing,
They've got another one in the pipeline.
I think that dude can do it.
They've got another QB in the pipeline, don't they?
Yeah, a freshman, a real good-looking freshman. And another multi-touchdown guy, Logan Eller from Trine. That's another guy you talked about, Benton, in the preseason.
Yeah. 5
touchdowns tonight.
Yeah, I knew Eller was going to have him a season, and it sounds like they quote unquote righted the ship after getting stung in the scrimmage game last week against Cherokee County. But I mean, this kind of proves Cherokee County's got a fairly good team because they went to Model and won 20-0. Or was that in Cherokee?
That was at Model.
That's what I thought. So 20-0.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty impressive score from Model too.
Yeah.
Considering what Cherokee did to Trine last week. I mean, to hold Cherokee to 20.
Yeah, and Trine did have 5 turnovers though. I'll say that. It's going to be tough to do anything when you turn the ball over 5 times. But
yeah, let's just hope next Friday we don't have that much rain.
Well, I'll tell you this. I was worried coming in because, Lawrence, Coach Pete told us before the season, they were repping 2 centers because, getting a dry snap sometimes was difficult, and then you add the water to it. So
here's your Coahulla Creek scoring breakdown, Chris.
There you go.
Aiden Patterson with a touchdown catch. Manny Dominguez with 2 touchdown catches. Case Kinnaman with a touchdown run. Nate Tilley with an 85-yard pick 6. And the other touchdowns he forgot. There's so many of them he couldn't keep up with.
I think when we did that 6 AAA show, didn't we talk about every single one of those dudes?
Yep.
Every single one.
I guarantee. I mean, you can see that team. That team is electric. They are loaded and they are pumped and they're ready for this season. And I think they're going to do well. I'm a Colt fan.
I thought it was pretty funny earlier in the week, when I do my odds, my lines or whatever, and I came out with a 34.5 point line for that game, and you said that some of the Coahulla Creek fans weren't happy with that,
Yeah, they know what they got, and I would like to go back maybe and watch that game tomorrow. I think it's on NFHS, and just see if I can get a look at how the crowd was. I'm sure that stadium was packed.
They got a big one next Friday night, right? Is it next Friday or are they
It's next Friday.
next Friday?
It is next Friday.
Yeah,
and
we haven't said much about that one tonight, but that's going to be a huge one next Friday night.
We're going to talk about that one all week. I think we should. That one's going to be a big deal.
It said Raven County's pass attack destroyed Harrelson's secondary. Wide receiver scored 5 touchdowns tonight.
Well, that wide receiver QB combo from Raven is pretty good.
That's the receiver that's close to the receiving yards record or something.
I think he's close to several records. I think he's close to the touchdown.
I
record also.
remember seeing something. I remember seeing something in the newsletter about him.
Yeah, and having Keegan Stover as his quarterback to take over for Gunnar Stockton, that won't slow him down a bit. Keegan Stover, I think, is just as good. So,
what about one that we haven't mentioned since Tim come on here, and since Chris?
I was about to say the same thing.
Union County with the upset special of the night, beating Fannin 14-7. I honestly, I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe that either. But with 7AA as a whole, we didn't do too well tonight.
Wasn't that the region that we said went over?
Yeah, they were 0-7 tonight.
Yeah.
But tough competition. I mean, we also made the statement, it means literally nothing. I mean,
yeah,
nobody's played any region games.
Yeah, you can go over in non-region, and as long as you win all your region games, you good.
Yeah.
I still think 7AA is going to be a battle. I think all of them just took really tough out of region opponents, and it may be a good thing. It may be up in the competition when they get the region play.
That's probably why they schedule those guys, because hey, this is the level of competition we're going to face in region play. Y'all need to get ready.
What was that final for the Raven Harrelson?
49-3.
49-3.
Yeah, I think Model threw their name in the hat tonight with that 20-0 loss to Cherokee County. I think they're going to be right there if they can find any kind of offense whatsoever.
Yeah. All right, guys, I got to get off here and write an article.
All right, Chris.
And I am tired.
Good night, man.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
All right.
We'll see you.
Yeah, I think we'll go over the scores one more time. We got some more people jumping in here. I see the viewer count increasing as it gets later. I think people are rolling in,
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Hulla Creek, Bremen. I'm trying to think of all the teams that had upset wins tonight, quote unquote upsets.
Yeah.
Bremen with an upset win. Gilmer County, they were 7.5 point underdogs. I think we all thought Gilmer was going to win, but that's about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Union, they were a 20-point underdog.
That was probably the biggest one of the night.
Mm-hmm. Central final 36-12. Like I said, Central was up 36-0 at the end of 3. I assume they probably had the young guys in fourth quarter. They had the talent down there, man. They have the talent to compete for that number 2 spot if they put it all together,
They've got another young QB coming up too, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you asked earlier about that Cass quarterback. Somebody chimed in here. Bear McWhorter is his name. He's the other quarterback that played today. He was 2 of 5 for 35. So he'll probably be starting next year, and they're going to move Devin Henderson to wide receiver. Yeah, Coach Gates at Cass has done a great job with them. I think this is his 3rd season there, and he's really got those guys turned around and kept them from becoming Purple Hurricanes. I think that's always been the hardest thing in Cass,
Yep. That's always a big thing. in that area.
Yeah, especially when you're right there halfway in between Calhoun and Cartersville. I mean,
Yeah. And them talking about QB moving the wide receiver to the freshman can start. That reminds me of several years ago when Cartersville had Miller Forrestall. He was their QB. He was listed like a 3-star tight end or something at the time. He was their QB. And then maybe 2 games prior to region play starting, they're like, no, he's going to move over to tight end. We've got this kid named Trevor Lawrence. He'll start for us.
Yeah, he'll. I think he got the job done, didn't he?
Yeah, somewhat. I don't know whatever happened to him. So,
all right, guys, I got to step away here for a second, man. I drank too much Taco Bell tonight. I'll be right back.
I was in the process of looking through a few highlights from tonight. I was going to see if I could find some of that outstanding performance by number 4. And Lafayette's quarterback ran the ball pretty good too, number 11. And you got to give credit to the big guys up front, making the room for him. Let's see here. Who did you say Pickens has next week, RJ?
they've got Chris's North Murray Mountaineers.
I remember us talking about Pickens' schedule earlier in the year, talking about the scrimmage game, and then how it was an extremely tough schedule.
Yep. 3 straight away games with potential playoff teams. And you got the 4th non-region game in your home opener with Christian Heritage, who was neck and neck with North Cobb Christian tonight. So they seem like a pretty good team as well. So that's a tough 4-game stretch that hopefully will get you ready for region play.
Yeah, I guess we're not going to have a guest appearance by Tim tonight, huh?
Probably not. I'm sure that was. I mean, that's a tough loss. I mean, close game.
Tough.
Yeah, that one's probably got a sting to start the season. But we'll see how they bounce back. They've got another rival coming in. Is that Gilmer game's in LJ, I think, isn't it? For Fannin?
Yep. It is.
So that'll be a tough environment for them. First game playing them non-scrimmage in a couple of years.
I'll be curious this weekend when I put my lines together, man. Fannin might be an underdog there, huh?
When did they update?
Sunday morning. Anybody want to make a bet on the Cass Rockmart game?
Man, I think it becomes a little more interesting.
Yeah.
He said he's going with a Rockmart 56-14 over Cass. Man, I'm not going to fall into that trap again this week.
No, 56-14.
56-14. If he's going to give me 42 points, I'll probably bet him.
Now you spot me 42. Yeah, take that all day long.
42, and then we're talking.
Yeah, oof.
Straight up, I think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
Especially
everything points toward it should be.
Where's it at, Cass?
At Cass, yeah.
That's a long way to travel for Rockmart, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way. Cedartown, Callaway, man. Anybody have any thoughts on that one early? I wonder how Callaway did tonight in their opener.
Cedartown, Callaway. I think I like Cedartown. Didn't Callaway Darlington play to a pretty close game in the preseason?
Yeah, 14-3 at half or 7-3 at half.
I mean, no offense to Darlington. I think they're going to be a good team, but I think Cedartown is just on another level.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm a Cedartown #1 ranked in 4A believer now.
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of skeptical of those Cal Preps ratings when they first came out, but after tonight,
And they didn't lose too much either from last year, and they went to the Final Four. So we'll see if they can go through the region like they did the last couple of years. It's been that 7-4A has been theirs the last 2 years, so we'll see if a team can trip them up.
there's a couple of teams in there that could possibly do it, but man, it's going to take a great game from them to hang with them. You know,
It's just the key to stopping their run game. You stop their run game just a bit, and you got a shot. Because they want to control the clock with the way they run the ball, and you've got to be ready on the snap too if you're the defense, because they wait till like the last second, and then they line up on the line and then they snap it. So you've got to wait. You've got to be ready and hope that they make some mistakes.
yeah, you got to have size too, man, to beat them. I think now you aren't going to beat them with just straight speed. I think Rockmart found out that tonight.
And Rockmart has a little size themselves. It's not like they're midgets or nothing.
This guy's just Jones in the bed over here, man. I'll give you 35 points.
Golly, bum. No. So let's see here. I do have a few. I'll have all these highlights up later, but I'll have a few that we can take a look at if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Good.
This is the first one you'll see here is. We can do it this way. There we go. That'll work. The running back for Lafayette that had such a big night, man. They were opening some holes, and this guy was running.
He's a big kid, man.
Yeah,
he's a big boy.
6'2" and moving.
I don't remember him playing there last year. Do you?
He did. Man, I don't remember him either. He played a little quarterback. It seems like, now somebody from Lafayette could correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like he played JV quarterback last year because it seems like a guy with his stature run all over us last year. So I mean, I think on the JV side, we've seen him last year, I think, but he obviously, I mean, you can see some of the size of the linemen there. Pretty good size fellas. Now, I will say that NwGa had another good showing from their young receivers. They did pretty good in the scrimmage game, but this is a nice, not going down, nice little tunnel screen here. Gibson. I mean, these guys, I think that actually, no, that looked like number 4, Trey Smith, on that little tunnel screen there. Yep. He's a senior, but it's his first year playing football. He's a good athlete, basketball player. The line of scrimmage obviously is where we're looking at. We'll look at this catch. That
and
one.
the PI.
Actually, I think they called helmet to helmet afterwards.
That's a pretty good crowd there in Lafayette too, huh?
It was a decent crowd, yeah. The one-hander, little freeze frame there, little Odell Beckham style with the one-hander. Nice catch. Then the
Boom.
guy throws his
Yeah.
shoulder in. So, and that guy's a sophomore, Dan Meyer. Oh, excuse me. And yeah, excuse me. I think this is one we've already seen. It's another good run by 4. I mean, he had a pretty good size hole there too.
They got him playing both ways.
He's playing quarterback and running back. And this is Dan Meyer again. This time he breaks loose off a tackle and comes right by me. It's a little blurry until he gets out of focus. But so I think the Indians, don't turn it over 5 times like we did tonight. And, of course, attribute some of that to the wetness and get the line going. I think they can still battle. I think all of them is going to be a battle. I think the Red Indians and the Blue Indians will be a battle. Not sure what Coosa's got. Obviously, they battle with Southeast tonight.
The Southeast picked up the win.
Yeah.
Yes,
14-7. Yep, 14-7 win at Coosa.
I think we interrupted you. You were going through all the scores earlier. You want to?
Yeah.
You going through? Or?
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and make a comment that this fella now is down to giving us 28 points. He started out at 42, and now we're at 28. I don't see how that's enticing.
So he's dropping. Man, we got.
I think the price is right.
We got other things coming in.
All right, let's see what we got here. We'll go over the scores for anybody jumped in late. We just mentioned Kennesaw Mountain 26-25 over Cass.
Mhm.
Union County with a big upset 14-7 over Fannin. Heritage 31-17 over Ringgold. Gilmer 32-13 over LFO. South Paulding 28-20 over Harrison. North Paulding 35-13 over Allatoona. Temple 41-18 over Pike County. Raven 49-3 over Harrelson. Bremen 15-13. North Cobb 21. Christian Heritage 14. Central 36-12 over Redan. Northwest 46-17 over Pepperell. Cartersville 35-0 over Cherokee. East Paulding beat Woodlands 38-13. Sonoraville 27-15 over Pickens. Armurchie 10. Gordon Central 6. Blessed Trinity 36. Calhoun 25. Cedartown beat Rockmart 27-14. Cherokee County shuts out Model 20-0. Coahulla Creek Colts with a big win 49-7 over Murray County. Lafayette 42-12 over Chattooga. Trine 45-19 over Gordon Lee. Dalton 49-27 over North Murray. Athens Academy 41, Dade County 28. Carrollton 69-7 over Gadsden City, Alabama. And Rome 16-6 winners over Creekside. Man, that's a lot of scores.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Back to I was looking back into what we got coming up next week. Who does Rome have next week?
Lithonia. That should be a much easier task than Creekside.
Yeah, Creekside looked like they were loaded with athletes, and they had some good size too.
Yeah, I didn't get to see but a couple of minutes of it, man. But I know they had a big old defensive lineman, huh?
Yeah,
Look huge out there.
I think.
I know they had at least one 4-star kid.
Langston Hughes, they're in action tomorrow against Spartanburg.
Yeah, Langston Hughes.
They should be the number 1 team, right?
Yeah, they're the number 1 team. Rome number 2, and that's actually who South Paulding will be battling in that.
That region.
That region, yeah. I'm looking at this guy here. He'll give me 14 points. Coosa Woodland.
Is Woodland not like 5 or 6A?
They are in the same region as Cass. What is that? 5A?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about I'm looking at the Buford score, man. Buford going to Thompson and winning 38-7. That's a big one.
I'm telling you, man, that back they had that was at Blessed Trinity last year is probably one of the best backs I've ever seen in person.
Man, it sounds like I didn't hear what happened in the Calhoun game, but it sounds like they found somebody to replace it. Man. Well,
yeah,
maybe we'll get some dry weather next week in North Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back on this week, man, to give our picks for next week. We'll do our pick'em show again, and like I said, I'm gonna tally up how we did this week, man, and we'll have us a scoreboard.
Okay.
We'll go head to head, and we'll see what's going on.
I know a few I lost for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
What was the? Give me the Murray Cahola Creek final one more time.
49-7.
Yep. So my plus 35 or plus whatever didn't come through. Well,
all right, guys.
I hope Pickens didn't make too many people mad taking Snorville 13 12.
No, I think it was a good sign of teams battling.
Yeah, especially after a tough first half, come out and outscoring 15-7, play a little better. Good momentum going into next week.
Next week will be a true test for Bowden having Central come over. Manchester has some monsters and have one or two D1 kids. We handled them well. Yeah, 29-14 win for Bowden over Manchester. Battle of two top 10 teams in single A. Central's going to be a different beast next Friday night, though.
I think so.
I mean, you got a 4A team versus a 1A team. That in itself is worth something, But
like we saw tonight, you never know.
Never know.
All righty.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all next. We'll see you this week sometime, Ben.
All right.
All right, man.
See ya.